Are you frustrated trying to lose weight? Are you frustrated cutting out carbs, doing sugar detoxes, cleanses, testing out different diet pills and jumping from low carb to keto to paleo, vegan, etc.? Do you struggle with cravings and knowing what to eat and how many calories you need to reach your goals? Do you feel uncomfortable in your body, embarrassed by your weight? Are you tired of feeling like you're undisciplined, lacking willpower and motivation? The good news is you're not broken. None of these things are the problem. They're symptoms of a bigger problem, and it's called dieting. In this 5-part video series, I'm going to show you how to shift away from dieting and how these 5 myths are sabotaging your success at losing weight. And once you shift, you'll feel more in control of what you eat and your weight, and you can stop researching things online so that you can live a life that you love, have more energy, sleep better, and even feel motivated to live your life in a bigger way. Today we're talking about carbs and the surprising truth about carbs and weight loss. This is day 2 of our 5-day training series. And if you missed day 1 training, feel free to drop a comment below this video and I'll link the video for you so you can go watch it. But first, who am I? My name is Megan Olson. I'm a nutrition practitioner and I help women over 35 lose 20 to 50 or more pounds and keep it off for good and feel amazing. Now, who's ready to lose weight? Tell me in the comments. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Let's talk about carbs. You know, I love carbs. Who doesn't, right? And you absolutely need to understand carbs to lose weight. There's a lot of unnecessary confusion about carbs, but there's a huge myth around carbs that you really need to understand. And everyone thinks you have to cut out all carbs or eat very few carbs to lose weight. That's not true. That's a myth. And here is why that is a myth. Okay, there's 3 reasons why it's so important to have carbs in our diet. And I'm going to tell you what those 3 reasons are right now. Number 1, carbs are necessary to maintain and build healthy hormones. Number 2, carbs naturally balance our hunger hormones, insulin, leptin, ghrelin. These 3 hormones influence how you store and release fat and what type of cravings you get. So guess what? If you're not eating carbs, you get cravings. And number 3, carbs are needed for thyroid and reproductive hormones. Yeah, so you need carbs for thyroid and reproductive hormones. I have a lot of women who come to me with Hashimoto's. I have Hashimoto's myself, or they have hypothyroidism, and they're always saying, well, I'm cutting out all the carbs and nothing's working. You're not getting enough carbs. Guess what? Your body can't convert inactive thyroid hormone to active thyroid hormone. And you probably have a lot of low energy and a lot of low fatigue, and carbs usually is one of the reasons why you're feeling that way. So get those carbs, okay? But here's the deal about carbs, guys. Carbs are not created equal. I think we all know this, right? Healthy carbs like fruits and vegetables and whole grains, these are all really necessary for a healthy fat loss and for weight maintenance. But heavily processed carbohydrates like white rice, white bread, white pasta, even whole wheat pasta, and carbs with added sugar, like flavored yogurts or artificial sweeteners and chemicals, those are unnecessary carbs. And they are known to cause hormone imbalances with your fat storing and hunger hormones, insulin, leptin, and ghrelin, and they increase your cravings. Okay, so when we're eating too many of those heavily processed carbohydrates, we're getting cravings because they have too much added sugar, too much artificial sweeteners, too many chemicals, and they're overly processed, okay? So here is another reason why it's not true that you have to eat very few carbs to lose weight. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2009 actually showed that participants lost the same amount of weight on a high carb diet versus a low carb diet. Let me say this again. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2009 showed that participants lost the exact same amount of weight on a high carb diet versus a low carb diet. So carbs are not the indicating factor here. And many studies have actually demonstrated this. You can be on a high carb diet or a low carb diet and lose weight, okay? Another study published in 2005 actually showed the important correlation between high fiber diets and weight loss. So let me ask you a question. What is a fiber? Do you know? Put it in the comments. If you know what a fiber is, tell me what a fiber is. Is it a protein? Is it a fat? Is it a carbohydrate? Do you know? So fiber is a carbohydrate. So guess what? When we go on a low carb diet, we're cutting out fiber. And this is a common mistake I see women making. They go low carb, they go keto, they go paleo, and they're not getting in any fiber. And then suddenly their digestion isn't working and they're feeling bloated and they don't have a lot of energy and their gut microbiome is off and they're having some inflammatory reactions and they're not losing weight and they're getting cravings. Fiber is so important for weight loss, but it's also important for, gut microbiome balancing and digestion and going to the bathroom and all those things that help us get rid of waste and toxins out of our bodies. But fiber is a carb. And so many women are forgetting about it. And these studies are showing, this particular one that I'm referencing from 2005, it shows this important correlation between a high fiber diet and a lower body weight. And there are so many studies, guys, over the decades that have demonstrated this important correlation of fiber with weight loss. So if you're going low carb, you really have to pay attention to get those higher fiber foods. And if you don't know what a higher fiber food is, Google it. What's a high fiber food? It'll tell you, okay? Everything, you can find most of those basic things on Google, okay? So the truth is, carbs are not your enemy. And in fact, the women that I coach, and I have coached hundreds of women over the years, when they have been restricting carbs, and almost, I would say 98% of the women that come to me, they're restricting carbs. They're doing paleo, they're doing low carb, they're doing keto, usually something of that combination and something of Weight Watchers. And they're usually not eating many carbs. They're usually restricting the fiber and they're eating, like the 100-calorie snack packs, or they're eating the Dannon flavored yogurt with a ton of artificial sugar. And they're not understanding why they're bloated and they're not going to the bathroom and they're not having a lot of great energy, or, why they're having a flare with their Hashimoto's. It's because they're not getting the right kind of carbs. Carbs are very, very necessary for weight loss. Weight loss is something that your body is actually having to do, right? It's having to break down fat. It's having to remove the fat versus just keeping it there for a rainy day. So it's having to do a lot of processes. And when you fuel your body the right way, you're going to have those balanced hormones. So your hunger is going to be balanced. You're not going to have any cravings, and everything is going to work holistically together. It's all going to come together. So these women that I coach and have coached throughout the years, so many of them have been restricting these carbs. And then when they introduce these kind of carbs, they start to feel better. They have more energy. Their cravings go away. And they're like, oh my gosh, I thought carbs were the enemy. So while everyone believes that, reducing carbs is the answer to weight loss, the science shows us this is really a myth. And my experience has shown me with women that it's also a myth. And this is at any age of your life, whether you're in menopause, you're not in menopause. I have so many women who come to me who have Hashimoto's and they say, should I be eating carbs? Yes, you should be eating carbs, especially the fibrous ones. Absolutely. So I hope that I helped you understand the surprising truth around carbs. Give me a little thumbs up and tell me if you kind of like that. I know I like carbs. And here's the thing you need to think about when you're losing weight, and this is very important. If you are willing to give up all carbs for the rest of your life to lose weight, and that works for you, that's perfectly fine. But it doesn't work for me, and I know it doesn't work for many of my clients. So we have to figure out the right strategies and skills to be able to eat the carbs that we love in moderation, like ice cream and pizza, crackers, chips, all of those things, right? And not make them part of our regular everyday routine. So you have to have the right strategies. Just cutting them out is a Band-Aid. It's not a lasting solution. And I'm all about long-term lasting solutions with my clients. You know, nutrition, I say this all the time, nutrition is a very deep and rich field. And many of us really like to oversimplify it, but it's more complicated than many people understand. And there's 5 components to weight loss that everyone needs to master in order to lose weight and keep it off for good. And losing weight is different than eating healthy, okay? So what are the 5 things that you need to lose weight and keep it off? Number 1, a slight calorie deficit. We talked about calories yesterday. Number 2, balanced hunger and fat storing hormones. Number 3, powerful mindset strategies and skills. And last but not least, accountability and support. Okay. Oh, and I also forgot movement. Not exercise, movement, okay? Notice, I didn't say you need a meal plan. I didn't say you need the perfect macros. I didn't say you need to give up carbs. I just said those 5 things. And again, they're slight calorie deficit, balanced hunger and fat storing hormones, powerful mindset strategies and skills, movement, and accountability and support, okay? We have to have those 5 things to achieve lasting weight loss. And I see a lot of women who are struggling around, jumping around from different things, you know, fasting and doing all these other things, you know, and feeling really frustrated. And ladies, if that's you, if you're jumping around doing all these different things, get the right plan and you will succeed and you will feel amazing. It doesn't have to be the struggle. It doesn't. So stay tuned for tomorrow's myth. We're talking about the little known secret about working out and losing weight. Can you guess what it is? I'll be live here at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And again, you can catch the replay if you don't catch me live. And if you're a woman over 35 with 20 to 50 or more pounds to lose, and you're ready to jumpstart your weight loss and feel great, book your free weight loss breakthrough call with me today. And let's talk about your weight loss plan. All right, guys, I hope that this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if this gave you some clarity around carbs. I want to hear from you, and make sure you let other women know too. Hey, this is the truth about carbs. I'll talk to you soon.